Hey, this is Chris McD Struggles, where I struggle to do drawovers of my student work and talk about it. Alright, so this is recorded, we're playing back at 4 times the speed it took to draw it. As you can see, first thing here I looked at was the first profile of the grandmother. Tried to adjust the jaw so it's sort of tilted, jutting outward. Notice that there's the jawbone under the ear, had a good detail. And then the chin itself, I made the profile of the nose a little bit pushed out further just based on what I'm seeing in the other drawings. And then the other drawing, the main drawing that caught my eye was that rear view 3/4 there. And it's a difficult one. I noticed that the ear was probably could be pushed back to be halfway on the side of the head there, give it a little more of the side face. I also mirrored the jaw and chin shapes here, and I made the forehead slope back a little bit further based on the other drawings. And it feels pretty good there. I used some of your straight lines that I see. It's a nice stylish touch. I tried to model a little bit of the back of the ear. What else did we get into here? Just thinking about the neck, and there's that tendon that comes down from basically under the ear to the sides of the front of the torso, and that's often a good line, especially if you've got a wrinkly neck or a muscly neck. You could use that one detail to find the form. I decided to put the back of the grandmother there instead of having her turn her head, because that's more typical in a turnaround. And then from the rear view, there's that distinctive chin shape, and you would also see the jawline. So you could have those 2 bumps there from the rear view, and I think that also looks more like what you were planning for this character. And so I wrote nice there because this whole page is nice. It really is. And as far as changing things or plussing things down here, I thought, okay, this is a grandmother lady. She's kind of hunched forward in your turnaround. Why not work with that here when she's standing? She got old. She's kind of got that curved posture, more hunched over, question mark. And then here also, you could play with that. While she's sitting here, she's got good posture and she's stretching, maybe taking a deep breath, and you can emphasize that. I think I started to cut her head off and try to emphasize it. I didn't have a good idea on the feet. Their feet look fine. I just started to sketch here ground planes to kind of feel where stuff was. I figured if we are actually having if we're actually have a sort of low angle on this pose, then maybe we're looking down at the bottom of that cushion and up at the top of it. But the main idea here was if she's stretching back and inhaling, for example, or just relaxing, really exaggerate that curve there. See that stretch? And those are the main notes on that. And then this sheet, again, really wonderful. Love the character design and drawing. You're really making some nice work here. So I didn't have much in terms of notes because I didn't want to change too much, except this seems like a young character. And she's got a giant hat. Wouldn't it be fun or funny if she was kind of couldn't fit the hat too well, and she's kind of had this goofy kind of way of wearing it. Although it also is more realistic, I would guess that a hat that big would flop down over the head more. So I thought moving those hats down was a good idea and probably is fun for the character. And I think that looks good. Didn't adjust too much on the actual modeling of the character at all. Here I thought about the lower eyelids for a good smiling, laughing expression. I noticed they weren't pushed too far in any of your poses, so I just tried it out there on one of them. This profile was the pose that I had the most ideas about improving because it didn't look quite like the other characters, and I know it's hard to do a totally different angle when most of them are like 3/4 and you can get used to your character. All I did here was I took your lead from the other drawings and I threw those bangs out along the front. I modeled the nose a little bit of more of a similar size and shape that I saw in the other drawings. Oh, I was just adjusting that neck there on that bottom center drawing. And I moved the eyebrow forward from the profile. And then I also reduced the size of the mouth. I noticed the big smile at the lower part of the face may be a stylistic choice. I think I even adjusted it some more. I was playing with it, trying to figure out what looked good / also matched what you've got going on in the rest of the picture. I also adjusted the pupil to be looking down so you kind of have an eye line match with the goose, and I looked at the ear and it looked a little low on the head at that point, so I adjusted it up and moved that eye a little bit closer, and then I ended up enlarging it just the tiniest bit to try to match what I saw elsewhere. And I think overall it was an improvement on that pose. Okay, so that's the end of the first episode. Lisa Maria's great work here. Links to her are in the description. More coming up soon. Bye.